Well, big game against Virginia Tech for De'Jon Wilson. And De'Jon, we'll talk about some big plays here in a moment, but a lot of fun in the locker room after the game. Huge win. What's the reaction you've gotten from friends and family out there?
Guys are just believing in us now, everyone was just hitting me up on social media and texting me and calling me, like, excited for Syracuse, and they just want to see what we have in store for these last 5 games.
I think you guys within the team all know about the emotion Coach Babers can show to you at points, but that's something he keeps away maybe from the public until this last week. So for people to see that side of Coach Babers, what does that mean to you guys on the team?
They just show everyone else what we see every day. Coach Baber is like a father figure to us, him and his coaching staff, and he's a player coach. He's very down to earth. Like, guys could come and talk to him about personal situations, and he's always there with an open ear, and giving good advice. Guys really, we love him, so we'll go to bat for him and every coach on the coaching staff.
Sometimes things like that in the locker room can feel a little choreographed or a little fake. This did not at all. How natural was that moment to you guys?
It was very natural, like outside of the media, like things like that happen all the time. Like, he always get us rowdy and get us excited for practice and regular day stuff, so like he always encouraging us and motivating us, so what you guys see in the locker room is something that we do all the time.
Well, Coach said in the locker room there, and what he said earlier in the week, is you guys had kind of a team meeting during last week that maybe got everybody on the same page and pointed forward. How important was that just to get the whole team together before the game?
It was very important, it just brought us together as a family, and you could see as the season progressed that everybody is starting to gel together. The offense is clicking, the special team unit, defense, so that meeting really just told us, like, yo, we all we got, let's just stay together. We all stick together and we all do our 111, this game could be won, and plenty more games could be won.
Well, you have a meeting like that is one thing. To have a meeting like that and then go out and beat a ranked team is another. How much does that really enforce everything that, okay, this talk turned into action and here's a big win?
I mean, it just showed that, coaches put us in position to make plays, and it just shows that when you listen to your coaches, good things happen. When guys go out and trust one another, you trust the guy next to you, and you execute everything that we worked on in practice, it just showed that it just make us believe more that it could be done. Why not us?
Big picture, what can this win do for the program? Maybe not this year, but going forward, and you're here just for the 1 year, but I mean, nationally people took notice of this. Everybody's kind of keeping an eye on this win. What can it do for Syracuse moving forward?
This win just spring us to better things coming, for the near future. Guys are pretty young on the team. We got a pretty young team. We got a new coaching staff, and it's just going to get better. It's like we only progress. We're going to go up from here, so guys should expect better things from Cuse Nation coming up.
Take me into your spot here, because you are a veteran and a fifth-year guy, but it's your first year as part of Syracuse as a grad transfer from Colorado. Take me back to the spring. You're looking around for a school. What was that process like for you to pick Syracuse?
The process and all was kind of tough, because you had to meet coaches, and get to know guys and everything. But when I met Coach Babers and Coach Reynolds, and it was Coach JB, like, it was just like, click, like I was like, oh yeah, I like these guys, like I believe in them. Like, he met me, and he told me everything up front. He told me my plans for coming here and everything, so I was just sold, like he didn't have to tell me anything more. Like, I just knew I wanted to come play for Syracuse, and I'm thankful for the opportunity.
How different is the recruiting process when you're a high school student and 17 and deciding, as opposed to when you're a grad student? Is it more them selling themselves on you at this point when you're picking your second school?
Yeah, it's kind of both. You selling yourself and they selling you. But I think it's easier in high school than it is transferring as a graduate.
All right, you personally had your best game, I think, in a Syracuse uniform. Kendall Coleman suspended for the first half off the targeting. You get the start, you get a sack, you recover the fumble late in the game. What really got into you here this past week?
Really, it was just practice. Reps was my best friend this past week. So I just feel as though that coaches really prepared me for this game. Like they drilled me a lot. Like if I made a mistake, we'll redo the play. So, and we watch a lot of film. So I think that if a guy was behind me, he'd be ready too. Like coach always say, stay ready. You never know when your number is called. So my number was called, and I was just ready because coaches prepared me to be ready.
What was that moment like? You recover the fumble late in the game that pretty much ended things. What was that moment when you got up, had the football, and said, "Wow, we just did this thing"?
That moment was sensational. You know, like it was just great. You know, like just to see the crowd and everyone just cheering, the guys not knowing where the ball was, and I just came back on top with the ball and it just sealed the game. That was a great feeling, you know, for the team and myself.
Take me into this young D-line, because so many people are either young or new, like yourself, the true freshman, redshirt freshman in Jake Pickard. How have you guys come together? Because it is such a new unit this year.
Coach Reynolds, he's the man to thank for that. You know, he always tell us that we're a brotherhood. You know, we always do everything together. You know, so when I first came here, you know, I was trying to help guys, you know, be a leader on the field and off the field. So, like, guys was really taking heed to what I was saying and what Coach Reynolds was saying. And, you know, it just naturally clicked. Like, we all just want one common goal, and that's the win. So, like, we all just play our role, you know, and we just get along very well somehow. But Coach Reynolds is the man to thanks for that.
And that goal to win will certainly be the same this week against Boston College, back on the road. How do you guys keep this Virginia Tech win pushing you forward in the right direction? Because sometimes a big win can overwhelm a team. How do you use it positively this week?
We just start off every new practice. It's a new day, you know. Every week is 1-0, you know. So like that Virginia Tech win was good, but we put that behind us. Now we're focused on Boston College. We got to prepare for them. They're a great team. You know, you can't underestimate any opponent. So like the win was well, but now it's a new week. Now it's time back to business. Time to get ready for this week game.